Dana.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Happy belated birthday. It's your butt.
Well,
What?
thank you.
What? I forget which team you're on. Are you Moderna? Are you Pfizer?
I am the House of Pfizer.
You are the House of... Oh. It's your birthday. Team Pfizer. Get... Yeah. Okay. All right.
Pfizer.
Okay. Welcome to the vaccine gang wars here on the Stephanie Miller Show. All right, we have some breaking news. So there's a lot of drama going on in the Chauvin trial. Yesterday, I thought was a disaster for the defense, but so they're talking about this carbon monoxide thing, whether that was a factor because he was obviously pinned on the pavement, right under or next to the cop car or whatever. But Chris, what's the update exactly? That the judge is sort of
the prosecution is trying to enter into evidence, some kind of evidence that he had normal carbon monoxide levels, but the judge is saying that they had ample time to enter this into evidence before. So if the prosecution witness even mentions carbon monoxide levels or these tests, he's going to declare a mistrial.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Derek Chauvin's knee killed George Floyd. Can we just? Okay. It was not.
Well, also
it was not any of the other factors. So it just. But yeah.
The expert was like, well, actually, I'm not even sure if the car was even on. Like, why is this guy on the stand during cross-examination?
I said that.
It was horrible. Right. It was embarrassing.
Yes, Dana, that's what I was saying. It was a disaster. This Dr. Fowler, he recently retired after 17 years as Maryland's chief medical examiner. He presented several alternative theories for Floyd's cause of death. During cross-examination, though, they were able to get Fowler to clarify several of his claims, noting that he did not have any data on any topics outside his area of expertise, which the prosecution has already presented, Dana. They had specialists, pulmonologist, cardiologist, whatever. And so this guy's had to admit, no, that's not, I don't know. It's not my area. But this was the most important thing. So when we're in this space where there's a space between cardiac arrest and the actual death, are you suggesting, though Mr. Floyd may have been in cardiac arrest, there was a time that he may have been revived because he wasn't dead yet? Fowler said immediate medical attention for a person who's gone into cardiac arrest may well reverse their process. Yes. Do you feel Mr. Floyd should have been given immediate emergency attention and try to reverse the cardiac arrest? As a physician, I would agree, he said. Are you critical of the fact that he wasn't given emergency medical care when he went into cardiac arrest? As a physician, I would agree. That's for the defense. He's the doctor for the defense.
Yeah.
Not going well.
Yeah. Anyway, so Dana, we also saved the entire Matt Gaetz story for you because things that either I say or that Stephanie Miller beloved say on this show or on Twitter, you joked about where the emoticon's like a girl in a plane and whatever. You were joking on Twitter, and literally they put ass. They asked. There was one that was a little fancy hotel was the emoticon in the, and one was that this is regarding
Word
ass.
What's so gross about all this is it's literal smugness. These schmucks decided that they weren't going to get caught, so they just thought they were going to flaunt this. Listen, I don't know how he went to law school. Fine. He's not a smart man. Clearly, Matt Gaetz is one of these. I say he's the Eric Trump of Jeffrey Epstein's. He's just not good at this.
Yeah.
They just, somebody from Trump world was just quoted as saying Matt Gaetz used to be a useful idiot. Now he's just an idiot to us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But
100%.
So let me, for those of you just tuned in, new details have emerged about Matt Gaetz' role in the alleged sex ring. Daily Beast has obtained several documents showing that the suspected ringleader of the group, Joel Greenberg, made more than 150 Venmo payments to dozens of young women and to a girl who was 17 at the time. The payment from Greenberg to the 17-year-old took place in June 2017. It was for $300, according to the memo field, for food. Gaetz then Venmoed hit up same girl with the nickname for the teen. It was one of at least 16 Venmo payments to 12 different women listed as being for school. Gaetz, and that was Gaetz paid Greenberg $300 on one Venmo with the love hotel emoji in the memo field. I think that was in your Twitter joke. The Daily Beast was, found that Greenberg had booked one night for that date at the Alfond Inn, a luxury hotel in Winter Park, Florida. So that was the little emoji that he actually did use, not a Dana Goldberg joke. An examination of Greenberg's Venmo transaction shows dozens of suspicious and curiously titled payments. Some were as simple as ass or a lipstick kiss mark. The lipstick kiss. Three payments in the amounts of 500 and 250 were designated for ice cream, which that would be a lot of ice cream. But
I mean, was it Jenny's? Was it like 3 pints of Jenny's maybe? I mean, Jenny's is the best ice cream ever, but
sure.
Is ice cream a euphemism for something? I've
others
never heard it
others were labeled salad, which that topped $1,000.
Whole Foods. That's the Whole Foods salad bar.
Whole Foods arugula? Okay.
If you're going to toss some salad, that's going to cost $1,000.
Right. You know what, Chris? You know what?
What I say?
Gates appears to have lost at least 7 Venmo friends in the last week, including some of the women who received payments from Greenberg. Multiple other women who received payments have also restricted public access to their Instagram and Twitter's accounts now in the last week. I mean, just a different level of skeeve every day, right, Dana?
It's disgusting, and the fact that he's still on the committee and they have not removed him from his committees is ridiculous.
Oh, you mean that oversees the Department of Justice that's overseeing him?
The one that's investigating him? Yes.
And Dana, I said earlier, do you know what it takes to get a subpoena to seize a sitting congressman's phone? And this was in the Trump administration. Bill Barr said, yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a lot. And that's why when they're like, oh, when he's just talking about the extortion, all of a sudden, there's an FBI investigation. Son, you got your phone taken away last December. You've known about this for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when Greenberg flipped, how long ago? We find out now.
He's been singing like a canary for a year almost, it seems.
Would you like some more skeevy fun facts? The first thing some of the women who were asked to do when they got to the house parties in the gated community in Orlando was put away their cell phones. The men inside, a who's who of local Republican officials that often included Matt Gaetz, did not want their the night's activities documented because I'm guessing they were skeevy, pervy bastards.
Sure.
Okay. They shared drugs like cocaine and ecstasy. Some had sex. Gaetz behaved like a, quote, frat type of party boy. One of the girls said sometimes taking pills she believed were recreational drugs. After some parties, money would change hands. Gaetz and Greenberg used digital payment applications to send hundreds of dollars to at least one woman who attended the parties. One of the women said she received money from Greenberg after some of the parties. She said some of the payments were for providing sex, but would not say who she slept with. Gaetz. Okay. How much gayer did you get? Every day this story goes on, I get just a little bit gayer. Just let's see the giant forehead coming at me.
A boy that's just been stunted in his fraternity years. It's just sad.
It really is. When you think about it, first of all, it's just, and I guess like he obviously bragged about, even when it was college. But who dates a college student when you're 40 almost? Like it's anyway. And then there was more reporting. I mean, again, I guess that's what we'll find out. But there was somebody saying that these girls appeared to be like between 14 and 17. It's just the whole thing.
Customs stopped a private plane on the way back because they looked so young. I think it was Bashir or however you say his last name. Yeah. They stopped him at customs because the girls looked too young.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know what he's going to skeeve out on. Apparently what Gaetz is trying to say is, oh, well, we didn't have sexual relations until she turned 18. I mean, it's just, oh, God. I mean, what a skeevy, loophole, right, that he's trying to...
Well, the other thing is his boy... Greenberg, who's now singing like a canary. If you're,
I thought you meant Nestor.
I know. He's being the tax collector. You're also in charge of the DMV, and I know this has not been proven. So let's hear me out here. Is that I would be shocked if there were not fake IDs created for some of those girls so they could actually travel with them knowingly. They were 17.
Well, there was that. I saw that story on TV. There was one night that he broke into his own office. I think, and they were obviously allegedly making fake IDs for girls. I mean, they were there after hours, and they said, "Oh, what were you doing?" "Oh, I was giving Congressman Gaetz a tour of our operation here," or whatever. And they clearly,
yep.
What a. Okay, Matt Gaetz has been informally blacklisted by Fox News after trying to loop Tucker Carlson into his sex trafficking scandal. The Florida angered network brass after seemingly trying to turn Carlson into an exonerating witness. Gaetz is going to be excommunicated for a while, according to a Fox insider. It's highly unlikely you'll see him on anytime soon. Carlson was reportedly livid that Gaetz tried to implicate him during the interview. Even Trump was critical. Oh, this is fantastic. Was critical of Gaetz' actions during the interview. What was he thinking? Trump asked afterwards. What the hell was he thinking? So Donald Trump thinks Matt Gaetz is a little too skeevy to either have a meeting
I mean,
or get a
this
pardon.
is the thing.
Okay.
If this guy was just some schmo walking around town, he'd still be disgusting and he would still be a pervert and he would still be this gross. He is a United States congressman. This guy is in Congress.
Yeah.
We've got to do better as a country. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's okay. There's only one thing to cleanse our collective palates now, and that is some pure grade sake bombs. Okay, Jen Psaki.
Okay.
Just
so good.
Okay, here we go.
Why does the Biden administration insist that pro-life Americans pay for abortions and violate their conscience?
Well, first, that's not an accurate depiction of what happened. So and I know we want to be accurate around here. None of the funds appropriated under this title shall be used in programs where abortion is a method of family planning. That is written into the Public Health Service Act, and it specifically states that.
Saki. Saki.
Okay, just shivs them. Oh, I just could watch her shiv right wingers all day long. Okay, here's one.
So good.
It gets better. And
She
better.
keeps going though.
Hang on, it comes in waves, Dana. Hang on.
Indirect subsidies, money that's fungible, that can't be traced. We know that. Come on.
That is not how it works. That is the law. So I'm stating what the law is and how it is implemented legally by these organizations. And the reason since you gave me the opportunity, the reason why the president took these steps is because he believes that advancing equity for all, including people of color and others who have been historically underserved, marginalized, and adversely affected by persistent poverty and inequality, can be helped by these actions. And by focusing on advancing equity in the Title X program, we can create opportunities for the improvement of communities that have been historically underserved, which benefits everyone. That's how these fundings are used in communities.
Saki. Saki.
All right. Okay, wait. Here we go. Let's wait for the big finish. Oh, yeah.
You talk about equity, if I may interrupt. How is it equity? How is it fighting systemic racism when abortion, we well know, disproportionately affects minority children?
Again, funding cannot be used from this for abortion, but access to health care in communities that have been marginalized, underserved, adversely affected by persistent poverty is always going to be something the president fights for. Okay, I think I've answered your question.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Three times. I think 3 times I may have answered your question.
Yes.
Saki.
Okay. Oh, God, I needed that, Dana. I don't know about you. She has so much patience.
She is so good. She's so good with them. When she's done with this administration, hopefully in 8 years, she will be hired anywhere she wants. She is so damn good at her job.
She can't leave.
Yeah.
We have T-shirts. We have a lot of fantastic sake bomb T-shirts. She can't leave.
I would assume that in 8 years, because I'm just going to manifest this, when Kamala becomes the president of the United States, Jen Psaki will stay in her position and continue her job, unless she would like to go to something different. But I have a feeling she'll still be there.
Oh my God, Kamala Harris. Speaking of which, another great bitch slapping of the GOP. We will get to that next and much more as we roll along with the human comedy confection that is Dana Goldberg on the Stephanie Miller Show.